Welcome to Nivaro lesson 5.1, where we're going to be actually building your first AI chatbot. And let's just jump right into it. So you want to go to our unit 5 lesson, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to GitHub Codespaces, and we are going to basically create a new blank code space. So you can start that by going to this blank section and just clicking this use this template button. And it might take a few seconds. But what it's going to do is basically set up our new code space. We should have already done this in the past videos, so this is really nothing new for you guys to learn. But it's basically creating just a blank code space that we can do whatever we want to. It should load. And once it does load, we're going to be given a blank terminal. And since it's blank, we have no files or anything like that right now. We can close this. You're going to go and head back to the Nivaro website, and you're going to copy this command, which is basically going to create a Next.js app for our Nivaro thing, which is how we can run our chatbot. And what Next.js is it's a React kind of framework that upgrades some things in React and lets us basically use backend where we can send API requests and run the chatbot itself. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna copy in that command, allow that, and we should copy that in and just click paste. Click enter. And it should load. We're going to click yes. And it's going to ask us some things. What is our project name? I'm going to name it Nivaro Chatbot. And we can't have spaces, so just Nivaro Chatbot. Would you like to use TypeScript? Yes, yes, yes. No. Yes. No. Just basically can click through all the default settings and it should be fine. And then, yeah, you're going to wait for this to load. Yeah, it might take a few seconds, but it shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, once it's loaded, we're given this new file called Nivaro Chatbot, which has all of our basically React website, Next.js website files in it. And so the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to highlight all of these files by selecting it and then clicking Shift and basically selecting every single one. And once we select all this, we can now move this out of the folder away from this Nivaro Chatbot folder, and we can delete this Nivaro Chatbot folder. And so once we have that deleted, let's run our Next.js website. So we can create a new terminal here, delete the old one just so we have a blank, and then we can just run npm run dev. And this is the same thing as npm start, which is basically running our website. You can kind of see that it's connecting, and we should have a Next.js website here in a second. Yeah. So I already have our Next.js website. We're chugging along. Next step is to install these two different packages. This is how we're going to actually get our chatbot to work, and it's kind of mods that we're installing. So again, just pasting two things into the terminal. We're installing Vercel's AI package and then also the OpenAI package. So once those have finished installing, they should have created something in the node modules folder, which we don't really need to worry about right now, but that's where kind of all our mods / plugins are configured. So the next step is we're going to go into our root folder and we're going to create a .env file, which is where we're going to store our private keys. In this case, it's going to be the OpenAI key. And this is basically going to make it so that we can authenticate with the OpenAI servers and basically make it so that they know that we're the ones using the API and that sort of stuff. So we can copy this in, and we're going to be supplying a OpenAI key that you guys can use. Just email us for it or ask us in the Schoology, the group or whatever. It doesn't really matter, but you're going to need a key, and you're just going to paste it in just like that and replace it with the text that said your OpenAI key. So we can save that. And so the next step is actually creating our backend. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to go into the app folder. You can kind of see this little app thing right here, and we're going to create a new folder, and we're going to call this folder API. And then in that API folder, we're going to create another folder called chat. And what this is basically signifying is that by creating this API folder, we've now created something on the back end that runs on the server of the website. And this way, the user can't access any of the data in it, only what we make available. And in this chat folder, we're going to create this new file called route.ts. And you should be able to go to the website over here and just copy this code. And we're just going to paste that into the chat thing. And just to kind of run through what this code is doing, you can kind of see that We're creating an OpenAI object here, which is how we're actually going to talk to the chatbot. We're doing some configuration things with Vercel. We're creating a way that we can receive requests from the front end. We're parsing the messages from the request. We're going to log those messages. We're then going to prompt ChatGPT in the way we want to by adding a system message. And then we're going to then send that to OpenAI and then stream the response back to the front end. And yeah, that's our backend done. Now we can go to our page.tsx file and copy this other code, which is our front end code. And this is what the user is actually going to see. We can paste this in. And now once we refresh this, yeah, you might. So what we're going to need to do here is just rerun our npm run dev file or command. And it should load up fine. Yeah. So now we can see that our website is fine. And now let's ask the chatbot something. Hi, who are you? And it should respond, hello, I'm a helper. And basically that's it. We've already created our chatbot. Really can do anything at this point. Like you have it all, kind of the basis of it. Obviously you can see the styling of this chatbot isn't the best. But that's why we created it. It's kind of just a template where you guys can edit it and make it your own. And one of the first things that you can do is go to the back end and change the system message. Right now, I have it so we're basically, this is like the instructions of what we want the chatbot to be. What kind of person do we want it to be? And you can make it anything. Let's say I want to make it Lionel Messi, a soccer player who's giving soccer tips. You literally just write, you are Lionel Messi, a soccer player who gives soccer tips. And now I should save this and be able to go back here, refresh this and go, who are you? And it's now Lionel Messi. So you can really prompt it in whatever way you want. And that's a super easy way to kind of change the functionality of your chatbot. And if you want to go to if you want to change how it looks, you can go to the front end, play with these Tailwind classes that we talked about last video. You can go to the Tailwind documentation and figure out how to exactly use them. And use the Nivaro chatbot to help you just change the colors and change the whole styling, all this sort of stuff. And more things that we're going to be going into in 5.2, which is just diving deeper into customizing it and changing it. But from there, this video is basically complete, right? You have your chatbot, you have the basis of your whole project that you can now start diving into and making it your own. And yeah, I mean, at this point, it's very, very much your own kind of whatever you really want to do. You can make the chatbot whatever and really fulfill your own desires and passions, just everything. If you have any questions, make sure to ask us in the Schoology group. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, and peace.